Kevin Love finally traded from the Cavaliers. Alright, what's good YouTube? We're giving away over 400 gift cards every single day here on this channel. Xbox, PlayStation, Amazon, iTunes, and Google Play are included, and we're also doing a brand new Red Edition iPhone 7 giveaway as well. All you have to do to be entered is drop a like on the video, subscribe to our channel, turn on your notifications to never miss content, comment below, and enjoy the video. Alright, what's good YouTube? Bringing you guys another video like I do every single day here on the Sport Hub channel. Once again, bringing you guys the latest news, latest rumors around the league. But before I get into all of that, I do want to make sure that every single one of you guys watching this video right now are eligible for the giveaways that I mentioned in the beginning of this video. It's simple, all you gotta do is follow the 4 steps it mentions. 1. Make sure you subscribe to our channel if you're not already. Subscribe to Sport Hub, that is huge. 2. Drop a like on this video if you haven't already, and drop a like on all future videos to keep yourself eligible. 3. Comment down below what gift cards you want to win, so that way when we're picking our winners we know specifically what you want. And 4. Don't forget, this is huge, turn on your notifications by hitting the bell. That way you're notified of any content we drop, you're notified of any giveaways we're going to be doing in the future, and you can be one of the first people to our video every single day, giving you the greatest opportunity to win the prizes. That's the key. You got to be one of the first people to the video, so turning on those notifications is going to get you exactly what you want. Now with that being said, I'm done talking about the giveaways. I just wanted to make sure that each and every one of you guys had a chance to win. So with that being said, let's get into today's topic. Now, Kevin Love being traded to the Nuggets in a 3-team trade, including Paul George from the Pacers, carrying Paul George to the Cavaliers along with Kenneth Faried. Now this trade specifically has been talked about for about a week now, I should say, but the Paul George situation has been going on since the NBA Finals, so I've been paying extra close attention to this and just this offseason in general because there's so many superstars involved in mega team deals. Now, how do I personally feel about this trade happening? Well, I would love it just for the fact that I'm a Cavaliers fan. I try to stay unbiased on this channel as much as possible, but the fact that I do want to see LeBron James succeed and win as many titles as possible, I do want to see this trade actually happen, and I've been paying extra close attention to what the Cavaliers do this offseason, because last year after they won the championship, I noticed that pretty much every single team in the NBA made some significant moves to their roster throughout the offseason, because they knew that in order to prepare for the next year, if they wanted to somewhat succeed at all, they had to make moves because things weren't working. Cavaliers, Warriors kept repeating in the NBA Finals, and if everyone just stays with the same rosters, but the teams are getting better, like the super teams, that is, like Warriors and Cavs are still young, they're getting better, they're in their primes, well then they definitely still hold no chance in the following season. So with that being said, the Cavaliers making no moves, they knew that they were going to have some chemistry issues, some problems throughout this season, and that's exactly what happened. So with all that being said, everything carried out, they made the moves they made. They got Kyle Korver, they got Deron Williams. I knew that them would be huge factors coming down the stretch, especially in the NBA playoffs in the Eastern Conference, but to go up against the Warriors and lose 4-1, that should tell everybody that the second best team in the league, the Cleveland Cavaliers, still don't have a chance against the Golden State Warriors, so some moves have got to be made. Now there's always been the rumors, Carmelo teaming up with LeBron, Dwayne Wade coming back to reunite with LeBron, Chris Paul playing with LeBron. All of these things have been rumored for basically their entire careers. Now LeBron James and Dwayne Wade did pair off in Miami and succeeded to win 2 championships. Now, do I think that Dwayne Wade would actually benefit the Cleveland Cavaliers right now if he came to this team? Maybe, maybe not. I don't necessarily know, just for the fact of he's old, he's past his prime, and that's why LeBron James left him in the first place, is because he didn't really have the future that LeBron had. He didn't necessarily have that superstardom that he could keep fulfilling year after year after year when he had constant injuries. And when he played with Chicago this year, they didn't really do anything at all. So with that being said, I just don't feel like he's an asset that they need. Chris Paul, I don't feel like he is either. Chris Paul would not be a good fit with the Cleveland Cavaliers just for the fact that they already have Kyrie Irving and LeBron James that basically bring the ball up. Chris Paul is, like an old-fashioned pass-first type of point guard. So with that being said, yeah, he'd be throwing alley-oops to all the players and all that, which would be cool. But I feel like that's just not how the Cavaliers need a point guard. That's kind of how Deron Williams is. He's kind of like a pass-first type of player, and he's not really explosive like his younger years. So that's where I feel like Kyrie Irving is definitely the perfect fit to go alongside LeBron, because he's an isolation type of player. He's got the best handles in the NBA, and he can score at will whenever he wants. That's huge. So that's where I feel like if the Cavaliers traded to get somebody like Carmelo Anthony or Paul George, or what was rumored to happen but didn't actually happen, Jimmy Butler, those type of players are what the Cavaliers need in order to actually keep up with the Golden State Warriors, because the Golden State Warriors have all that firepower. They got Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Kevin Durant, and even Draymond Green can go off at any given time. If all four of those main options can go for 30, 40, 50 on any given night, if they have the right to do so, then that's a problem. And that's where I felt like, even though I wanted to see LeBron James win, I want to see him be claimed as the greatest player to ever play the game, I knew that they basically had little to no chance to actually win this year's NBA Finals, just for the fact of not only were the Golden State Warriors undefeated, I know the Cavaliers went 12-1 in the playoffs with that one just ugly loss to the Celtics, but it's just the fact of like the Warriors on paper are ridiculous and they just kind of live up to that hype. They're just that good. Their bench isn't as good as the year before when they won 73 games, but their firepower from the starters, just their rotation in general is just ridiculous, to the point where if you don't have multiple superstars playing at the top of their game every single game, you're most likely not going to win. And that's what the Cavaliers proved. It basically took them to break all those types of records in Game 4 just to win. They ended up blowing that lead in Game 3, which basically no lead is safe against the Warriors, because like I said, any of those four options can go off at any point in time. So with that being said, if the Cavaliers aren't playing at their A game, I knew that they didn't have a chance. And that's kind of just how it was for the first two games. I knew that they had to win at least one in Golden State. I was hoping that they would just take the first one. That would apply all the pressure to Golden State, but that didn't happen. So I'm like, all right, they gotta get Game 2. Didn't happen. Game 3, they were about to have it. Choked it away. Kevin Durant took over. Game 4, they broke all them records. That got them their only win of the series. So with that being said, the Cavaliers just need more firepower from superstars. I feel like their bench is super deep. I feel like their bench might arguably be deeper than the Warriors, just because they have factors that come off the bench that are better than some of the Warriors players. Like Kyle Korver, he can come off and drop 15. You know what I mean? So with them factors coming in, that's good. But what I noticed against the Golden State Warriors is that the Cavaliers didn't necessarily play their bench that much. That was one thing that they changed up from the earlier rounds in the Eastern Conference. They would put their bench in, the bench would be a factor in the earlier series. But when it came to going up against the Golden State Warriors, it was more superstars versus superstars the majority of the game, 40 plus minutes. And a lot of the Cavaliers bench didn't even really necessarily play like any time in the actual NBA Finals. So that's where I see, like, if the Cavaliers give up a couple players off their bench to get like one decent to superstar type of player, that's all the difference right there. Now, maybe necessarily if they give up Kevin Love, they won't be the big four then, but I feel like that would benefit them more, just for the fact of over the past 3 years, it's obvious that Kevin Love is just not working. There's been all them trade rumors surrounding him for so long about him possibly, you know, getting traded to the Knicks or something like that, Pacers, Celtics, anything like that. That's where I feel like, you know, like after 3 years now of him just not necessarily showing up, not necessarily really fitting into a role, them more forcing him into roles and like just forcing him to try to fit in. It looks ugly when they play. It doesn't look like it's chemistry filled, but when it's Kyrie and LeBron dancing and just doing everything that they got to do when it comes to, you know, closing out games, that looks good. But I feel like they need another player like that, so that way when those players aren't going, they have another player to actually switch to or start the game off getting him on point. So if they had like a Paul George and he started the game crazy, well, Kyrie can get some at any point of the game. We already know that LeBron, nobody can stop him, no one can defend him. And he proved that at the end of the NBA Finals. He just attacked in that whole last game, the game that they ended up losing the championship. He just attacked. No one could stop him, not Iguodala, not anybody. And that's what he can do. So with that being said, you always have that to look forward to in the playoffs. Now, how many years will that actually be able to happen where he can just dominate like that? Who knows, but he's a freak, and he's just continuing to do it year after year after year and getting better and better and better. But that's what I'm saying. The time is now. They got to win championships now, because at any point he could just be on the decline. And even though he's been in his prime for like ever, you can't really rely on that 100%. So with that being said, they've got to get Paul George. They didn't get Jimmy Butler. They choked that, you know, trade situation away. They have to get Paul George. And if they don't, I'm going to be disappointed, because if they don't get him, I don't necessarily know who they're really going to go for in the free agency next week. So with that being said, I think that they're pretty much out of options. Just give up Kevin Love. Just suck it up. Suck up the pride. He's not worth the money. He's overrated. 100%. This is coming from a Cavs fan, unbiased. I'm telling you straight up, he's overrated. He's overpaid. Same with Tristan Thompson. I mean, I wouldn't say Tristan Thompson is overrated, because he can just crash the glass and get rebounds at any point in time, but he's overpaid for sure. J.R. Smith is overpaid as well, even though he does show up in critical moments and can take over the game and become one of the hottest shooters on the floor. He's still overpaid, and all them contracts are messing up their future, and I just don't necessarily see why, if they want to win championships, they really did something like that. So with all that being said, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know in the comment section below what you think should happen to the Cleveland Cavaliers. And real quick, the 4 steps to be entered in the giveaway if you haven't done them already. 1, subscribe to our channel, subscribe to Sport Hub so you don't miss any of our content, you're up to date with all the latest news. 2, drop a like on this video if you haven't already, and drop a like on all future videos to keep yourself eligible. 3, comment down below what gift card you want to win so that way we know what you're aiming for. And 4, do not forget to turn on your notifications by hitting the bell. That way it notifies you of any content we drop. You can be the first to the video, giving you the best chance to win. So, with all that being said, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.